Today's topic is travel vocabulary. We're going to think about words that you might use when you are either planning or preparing or booking a particular trip or type of travel. So I'm going to show you a couple of words that I might use if I'm preparing either a flight or a trip via train. This is the Delta website, but many other airlines are similar in their setup if you're going to look for information or actually to book a flight. When I say book a flight, that doesn't mean like a book that you read. That means that you decide that you're going to get the tickets and you purchase them for a specific day and time. That's booking something. So I'm going to pick my point of departure. If I depart from a place, that means I leave it, I go out from that place. So I'm going to pick a departure place. Let me just choose Baltimore. And I'm going to choose my destination. A destination is the place that you are arriving at. That's where you want to go. So you depart from this place and you go or arrive at your destination. That's your other place. Let's pick Denver. You can decide if you're going to have a round trip or a one-way trip. One-way is pretty self-explanatory. You just go. Round trip doesn't mean that it's a circle necessarily, but if you think of here, you start at your place of departure, and here's where your destination is, and then think coming back around to where you started. That would be a round trip. So I'm going to say it's a round trip. Departure, let's take a random date. Let's take May 27th and come back 3 weeks later on the 17th. They often ask how many passengers you have. A passenger is a person that's going along on a ride. So if you are going somewhere in a car and you're not the person driving, you're the passenger. The same if you're in an airplane. If you're not the person flying, you are also a passenger. So let me just do one passenger for this. You can also decide if you want your fare to be refundable. A fare is the money that you pay. A refund is getting the money back. If something doesn't work out, you don't want to go, or you can't go for whatever reason, that's a refund if they give the money back. Flexible dates, that means you don't need to go on the particular dates that you chose. Maybe you can go later or earlier, it doesn't really matter. Those are being flexible with your dates. So let me see what this comes up with here. It takes a bit of time to load. Here you can see different classes. Classes mean what type of service or comfort you might have as you are traveling. And you can see here you pay different amounts of money for those different kinds. Lowest fare means the cheapest, not as much money. Over here it also mentions about baggage fees. Baggage means your suitcases, your luggage, what you're going to pack and take with you. That is baggage. Here you can see the time of departure, the time of arrival, and you'll notice that some of these have a little dot in the middle. That's a layover. So some flights might not get from your point of departure to your destination. They might stop at a place in between and then go one more time. So that's called a layover. that shows you some words that you might find in regards to a flight. Let's take a look at Amtrak here and see how it might look on a train. So again, we have those words round trip, going, coming back. You can decide where you're going to start, so what station or city you start at. Let's just use Baltimore. And let's go to New York. Okay. And again, depart, return is what they used instead of the other terms. So again, same dates as before. Oops, let me try again. There we go. And then the return date, that's when you come back. Just like if you return a book to school, you return something to its owner. That's bringing it back. And they want to know how many travelers. A traveler is a person who is doing the traveling. Just like in teach, teacher, work, worker, that ER suffix often means that it's the person who is doing it. So let's see what this comes up with. So here we can see the departure, what time it departs, what time it's leaving, and what time it's arriving. Again, there are different classes or different types that might be more comfortable or less comfortable, but also make the price different as well. So those are some words that you might come across as you are talking about traveling.